Welcome to the Legend Sport channel. I'm Joe. Today we're going to do a playthrough of Highlight Maker Hoops featuring the 1965 finals between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Boston Celtics. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is determine what scoring grid we're going to be using. It's going to most likely be mid-high. That's the one with the greatest chance, okay? So if we roll an 11, which is a 1 and a 1, obviously, then we use high. If it's 12 through 61, we use mid-high, and 62 to 66 would be mid-low. So we will roll 34. So that is mid-high, which is what I expected it to be. And so we will get underway here. So we have the Lakers at the Celtics, game 1 of the finals here. So when we set up, we want to put our scoring track. We have a 5, which is the cap for the quarter. If either team hits the cap, the quarter's over. And we put their actual trackers on 0. We have 5 starters for each team. The rest of the roster and with the coach on top go in the respective lower boxes with the lineup on the top. And it is possible to end up with more than 5 players in your top deck, based on coaching and timeouts and things that we'll get when we draw from our fast action cards here. So I've also prepared fast action cards for my second, third, and fourth quarter here, so that I don't have to, shuffle and draw anymore. So we will get underway. I'm just going to kind of keep light stats. I'm not going to actually write down all the highlights for the players and anything. I'm just going to keep the score. So let's get going here. We will roll and we get Hoop Cam Arc. So when we get Hoop Cam Arc, we have to look at the it's under the shot on the card, and you're comparing the 2 players who are on the court at that time. So we have Jerry West has Arc, Bill Russell does not. So that would indicate that Jerry West would win that battle and the Lakers get a score, and then we rotate Russell to the back. West stays active because he scored, and we go to the next. And we get a floor cam, visitor player with offense reach, and he does not have that. Jerry West does not have reach. So if it's yes, it would have been a score. Underlined would be 2 spaces. No is muscled out. So neither team scores. We rotate again. And we go to our next card. And you can see this game moves pretty quickly. Now we've got Hoop Cam Bump. So we're checking for the bump, which is under rebound. And Elgin Baylor has it, but John Havlicek does not. And the card says jostling in the paint drives to the hoop. If we had a tie, we would have home. And the lightning symbol here would indicate that if they have momentum, they would automatically get it and we wouldn't even check the other team. But the hand would also indicate that we can check the defensive player to see if he stops it. Havlicek, we can roll Havlicek to see if he has the quality that will enable him to deny the score. Otherwise, Baylor's going to score. So we'll roll 1 die. We get a 1. That's a skill check, which we check, and he does have the skill thing, but he has a triangle, which means it's only on offense. Therefore, the score is good. We advance again, and now it's 2-0 in favor of the Lakers, and we move on to the next after we rotate the defense again. Snag on the Hoop Cam. So again, Baylor has snag. Sam Jones does not. Dots the I and scores the J. Okay. If we had a tie, we would check the symbol, and it would be for trailing team, which would have been the Celtics. No tie because Sam Jones does not have snag, but Baylor does. So we go again and rotate. Now we've got Heinsohn in and Baylor still for the Lakers. Hoop Cam Wow. Both guys have Wow. Okay, from way downtown, bang. Both guys have it. We have the lightning symbol, however, which indicates the team with momentum. Since the Lakers just scored, they have momentum. They automatically win the tie, and even if they didn't, it would have gone to the visitor, which is still the Lakers. So now they're at 4. And the Celtics are really off to a rough start here, but now we're back to Russell. Okay, leap. Throw it down, big man, throw it down. Okay, so leap. Baylor does not have it, but Russell does, and so they get a bucket. And now, finally, we rotate Baylor out of there and we bring up Rudy LaRusso. We go to our next card. Floor cam visitor player with offense, Smart. So the visitors are the Lakers. Smart, LaRusso does have Smart, but it's a square. That indicates defense only. Therefore, it's no. So it's thrown away. We rotate both guys. And we go to our next card, bench coach cam timeout. So the way timeouts work with coach cam is, bench cam, coach. We start with the home team and it alternates. So since the home team is the Celtics, this is a Celtics timeout. And so when we get a timeout, we take the top player from the bench and we place him, since there's no other notations on here. We take the top player off the bench, which is Casey Jones. We put him in. So now we have 6 Celtics in the rotation. And we put Auerbach back on top. So after we make our substitution here, we have to roll 2 dice. Add them up. That's a 7. So energize on Auerbach's card means that if energized or synced result is rolled, the coach's strategy works and the subbed-in player creates a score. So we move our Celtics track down 1. The subbed-in player remains the active player, and the opposing team rotates. So we'll rotate the Lakers. It's now 4-2 on the scoring track, and we have Imhoff and Jones. And we move on with our next card. Hoop cam tip with the hand. So backdoor to the rim. So we're looking at tip, which Imhoff has, and Casey Jones doesn't. But we can roll to see if Casey Jones can stop him. And it's a 1, which is skill, which he does have, and it's a star and underlined. So the star indicates that it's good offense and defense. So in this case, he denies the score. We rotate back to Jerry West for the Lakers and Satch Sanders for the Celtics. And last card of the quarter is floor cam unusual. So now we go to our unusual results chart. We roll 2 dice. We get a 5. 5 is active visitor player defense check. See below. Okay, so we look at his defense and defensive. Well, we got to count his qualities, I guess, right before we look at this. So stars count for offense and defense. So Jerry West has 3 because he has 3 stars. He has skill, quick, which is underlined, and spark, also underlined. So 3 or 4 qualities, defensive stop, no score, both players rotate. So we rotate and our quarter is over. So we're at Baylor and Havlicek as we start the second. And now we check our score. So we have 4 and 2. And we look at here, we have 4 and 2 would be 32-24. We actually didn't have any free throws, so there's nothing to add. So the first quarter score is LA 32, Boston 24. And now we take our first quarter cards, put them over here. We'll take our second quarter cards, already shuffled, already rotated. We put that in here and we're ready to go. Now the rules say you can rotate at the start of a quarter if you wish to. I'll opt to just go with what we got since we just rotated at the end of the first quarter anyway. And we'll flip. We have floor cam, visitor player with defense reach. Elgin Baylor has a star reach underlined, so yes. So it's a block shot, and underline means the visitor scored. Oh, I forgot to move this up. So we had 5 from where their score track was. So that would be a 9 for LA and a 7 for the Celtics. And they get a score, and Havlicek rotates out, and we flip our second card. Ref look and 1, check mark. Okay, so on the ref look, we're going to compare our ref area here on the player card. So Elgin Baylor, you can maybe see, has a circle star. Sam Jones has a circle star as well. So that's a tie. So in the event of a tie, which is what we have here, the circle star on both, ties go to the home team. So Sam Jones is going to shoot free throws. So now what we do is we roll our 2 dice, add them together, and we check for the clank rating. You can Elgin Baylor, if he was shooting, a 5 or a 9 would be a clank, which is a miss. For Sam Jones, a 7 is a miss. Okay, so we're going to roll our 2 dice. We got a 10, so that's 1. So we got 1 point there for the Celtics. We roll again. We got a 5, so that he hit both free throws. So now we have 2, and we keep this track going. We have 2 free throws, and we rotate both players after a foul. So LaRusso out, and we end up with Heinsohn and LaRusso now. And we move on to our next card. Bench cam coach, so we have another timeout. This time it's the Lakers. Defensive adjustments, discard next fac. So we're going to take this fac, and I'll just tuck it on the bottom. Okay, so timeout means we take a card from the bench and we put that on top. So we have Dick Barnett checking into the game. Now we have to roll our 2 dice. We got a 6, which for Schaus is energized. So that means a bucket for the Lakers. And then we rotate. Oh, wait, no, we only rotate the other team. I'm sorry. So now we have Barnett and Russell, and we go to our next card. Home player with offense power. Russell has power, but it's a square, which is a defense only. So that means no stuffed. We rotate, no score. Check our next one. Floor cam unusual. So we roll our 2 dice again. We get us 5. Active visitor player defense check. See below. So now we're looking for defense. LaRusso's actually got really good defense. He's got 4. He's got 4 squares. So defensive stop, no score. Both players rotate. So now we got Jim King for the Lakers and Tom Sanders for the Celtics. We can take our next card. Ref look and 1. Home. So when you get a symbol there, it will tell you who gets it. So actually both guys are blank, so it would have been a tie anyway, and it would go to the home team. So again, we're going to roll for Sanders a 5 and an 8 are a miss. So a 3, that's good. And a 4 is also good. So we rotate after a free throw. So we have Imhoff and Havlicek. We roll again. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm rolling instead of flipping. Okay. Arc. Hoop cam arc with the lightning bolt and the hand. Hot sauce, right? So we're looking for arc. Havlicek has it. Imhoff does not. So Havlicek wins based on that. And I don't believe they have momentum because I don't think free throws give you momentum. But we need to check for the defense for Imhoff. So we're going to roll 1 die. 5 is smart. He does not have smart. So that's a score for Boston. And we rotate the Lakers. So it's now West and Havlicek. We flip our next card. Floor cam, visitor player with offense skill. It's Jerry West. He's going to have offense skill, and indeed he does. Yes scores underline 2 spaces. He only has, it's not underlined, so it's just 1. But we now rotate Havlicek out, and Sam Jones is our active player. We flip again. Hoop cam arc with the hand. Rainbow shot from way downtown. Okay, so we're looking for arc. Both players have it. Tie goes in this event. Tie goes to the home team. So, but we have to check for Jerry West to defend because he has the hand. And a 2 is quick, which he has. It's a star and underlined, so he stops the play. Neither team scores. We rotate. And this is a fairly low-scoring affair, it appears, especially for the Celtics. All right, so we flip our next one. Final one of the half. Floor cam, home player with offense smart. Heinsohn does have smart. It's a star. It applies to both offense and defense. Yes scores. It's not underlined. If it was, it would be 2 spaces. So we get a score to end the half. In this case, I'm still going to leave these guys here, although I should rotate Baylor since they were scored on. So I'm not going to bother to like reset. We'll just go with what we've got here, Barnett and Heinsohn. Here's our third quarter deck, and I will check the score now. So we have 7 and 4 plus 4 for the Celtics. So a 7 and a 4 is 57 to 45, plus 4 would be 57 to 49. So second quarter, LA 57, Boston 49. Okay. Third quarter underway. Hoop cam big, okay. Momentum check and the hand. So we're looking for big, which Heinsohn has and Barnett does not. So I don't know that momentum carries over after halftime. Okay. You know what? It doesn't really say, so I'm going to assume that it does carry over. So we'll give. He would have won the check anyway because he has big and Barnett does not. There is a hand, so we need to check for defense for reach, which he does not have. So that is a score for the Celtics. If it was underlined, they would actually get a second spot. I think that's what it said. Oh no, I'm sorry. If they had momentum, they get a second spot. So that's a two score move for Boston, and we rotate Barnett out. And now we have LaRusso, and we rotate. We flip. Floor cam home player with offense smart. So again, Heinsohn has smart. Both he's a star with smart, so both offense and defense. Yes, score. Underlined would be 2 spaces, not underlined. So now we have 1-1, and I forgot to do this again. So that's 12 and 12. So now we have a tight game. I'm going to rotate again. Jim King. Flip. Floor cam, visitor player with defense spark. He does have it. So yes, forced miss. Underlined would actually give them a score as well, but it's not underlined. So we just rotate. Just rotate both cards. And Russell and Imhoff, battle of the centers going on here. Okay, floor cam, visitor player with offense skill. No. Okay, thrown away. So another turnover, that was fast. West and Russell go. West and Jones now, Casey Jones. Who can leap with the momentum? There was no score on the previous card, so therefore no momentum. Goes upstairs to get it and in. Okay, so leap. Obviously, we need to check for leap. Casey Jones has it. Jerry West does not. So that gives the Celtics now a point, and they go up. Now they're up 8-7 here on the score track. We rotate again, and we get another unusual result. So we're going to roll 4. Any player in visitor stack with a burst symbol, aggressive defense play, scores. Otherwise, home scores. So we're looking for a burst. And I don't think... Oh, Imhoff has the burst symbol. So that means that aggressive defensive play prevents score. So there is no score. So we're going to rotate again. And we're going to flip. Okay. Hoop cam, grab, glass cleaner, and score. So grab. Sanders has it. LaRusso does not. So Sanders gets that, and he scores. There's no hand, so we don't have to do a defensive check. So it's now 9-7 Boston. We have to rotate this. So we have another timeout now. Coach card. Timeout. Active player must exit floor. Lost for rest of half. Coach must place 2 subs on top of stack. So Sanders is now out of the game for the rest of the half, which unless we go to overtime means he's just out of the game for good. And we need to put the next 2 subs, which is Larry Siegfried and John Thompson, into the game. Okay. And now we roll for the coach effect. And we get a 9, which is nothing. So 4-8 would have been energized. 11-12 would be complacent, which is actually bad. So a 9 is nothing. And after a timeout, I think we leave it. So we move on to the next card, and it's snag. So we're looking for snag, which Barnett has and Siegfried does not. Defense, rebound, and fast break score. So Barnett scores for the Lakers, and it's now 9-8. So we got a close game going here. We rotate. And Big John Thompson, the famous Georgetown coach, was a backup big man for the Celtics. So he's now our active player. Hoop cam push, locking all windows and doors, easy basket. We're looking for push. Thompson has it with an underline. Barnett does not. So that's a bucket for the Celtics to end the quarter. So it's now 10-8. And we rotate again for them. So now going into the fourth quarter, the Celtics are actually up here. So we have a 10-8. So they're gonna be a 15, and they're gonna be a 13 for the fourth quarter. Okay, so 10-8. So here's 8 and there's 10. It's 86-78 plus 4. So that's 90-78 in favor of Boston. Boston had a massive third quarter. Okay. All right, so that's the end of the third, 90-78. Here's our fourth quarter. Let's get this going. Floor cam, visitor player with offense quick. He does have it, but it's a defensive quality, so he doesn't have it. Missed shot. We rotate and go to our next play. Bump with momentum, no momentum, but with defense. Rebounds, head for the hoop. Okay, so we're checking for bump, which Emhoff has, Havlicek does not, but it's a possible defense, so we check. 5 is smart. Havlicek has smart. It's a star, which covers both offense and defense. Therefore, he stops the score. We go to the next card. And we flip. We got ref look, 2 shots with the check. So we're checking symbols. West has the circle star with an underline. Sam Jones has circle star. Underline wins in this case. So West will get the free throws. So if he rolls a 7, he misses. He rolled a 10. And a 6, so he gets both. So that's 2 points for the Lakers. And after a free throw, we rotate both players. So then we have Elgin Baylor and Heinsohn. We flip again. Pick. Big rebound, sets it up the other way, scores. Okay, so we're looking for pick. It looks like neither guy has pick. Correction. Let me rotate Heinsohn as well, and I'm going to move their score track back down because that's not a score. If neither player has it, the tiebreaker doesn't matter. It's just no score. So we go to the next card. Another ref look. 2 shots and referee warning, discard next fact. So I'm going to bury this one again. So we're checking symbols, and we have a tie. Okay, and ties go to the home team, as we already know. So that means Russell's shooting. 7 through 9 is a clank for him. Not a great free throw shooter. 8, so that's a miss. And 4 is a make, so he made half. So after the free throw, we rotate again. Okay, Celtics ball. We're flipping the next fact. We don't know whose ball it is. Okay, hoop cam, yes, bingo. Okay, Barnett has yes, Casey Jones does not. There's no hand symbol, so that's just a score for the Lakers. And we rotate Casey Jones down. We're running out of time here. It is 10-9. Floor cam. Visitor player with defense spark. Yes. So that's stolen. Underlined, he would score as well. It's not underlined, so it's just stolen. So we'll rotate again, and it stays 10-9. Now we flip another one. Coach timeout. So now we have a Laker timeout. Okay. So no other notes. So Leroy Ellis comes into the game. And we roll to see if Fred Schaus has any impact. It's a 5, so that's energized. So that's a bucket for the Lakers, and we rotate the defense. Okay, last card. Floor cam. Visitor with defense power. Ellis does have defense power. Yes, stuffed. If it was underlined, it would also be a score. It's not underlined. So basically, we're tied, and we're going to play the final minute out. So we have a 10-10. But because of the disparity in free throws, the Celtics are actually winning, but it's close, and we'll play the last minute out just to show the how this is resolved. So 10-10 is 90-90, but the Celtics have 5 free throws and the Lakers have 2, so it's actually 95-92. So it's 92 and 95. Okay. So the way this works is we use this final minute chart here, and you take your orange pawn and you put it on 1 minute. Okay, that's our clock, our game clock. The black pawn, and I could have used the white one, is our 24-second clock. So we put that 2 rows down to the 36, because 60 minus 24 is 36. And as far as the teams go, each coach is allowed to pick his 5 that he wants to play. Because Satch Sanders is still on the bench for the rest of the half, he can't play, so he's out. So for the Celtics, we went with Bill Russell, John Havlicek, Sam Jones, Tom Heinsohn, and Casey Jones. And for the Lakers, we have Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Dick Barnett, Rudy LaRusso, and Don Nelson, former Celtic, who doesn't have a circle, even an empty circle, which means like a part-time player. It means he doesn't play very much, but I wanted to get his offensive skills into the game, so I'm playing him here in the final minute. Kind of a clutch time situation here. So the way this works is we roll the dice. There's no more facts. This is all dice driven at this point. And we're going to roll, and we're going to resolve it here on this chart. So we start with floor play. We roll 2 dice, and we'll get a 2 through 12 result, and that'll tell us what to do next. So we have 8. Oh, wait. First, I need to flip for possession. It said to use the fact, but it also says you can also flip it, roll a die rather. So we're going to roll 1 die. Odd and even. Odd would be visitor. Even would be home. So it's even. Celtics get the ball. Now we roll. We got an 8. Active offense player takes poor shot or works ball. Okay, so we have an option here. A poor shot, you get, basically if you roll a 1, it's good. If you roll a 6, then you get to use some of, it's a juke, and then you can kind of use your qualities to determine what chance you'd have of making the shot. Offensive qualities, Bill Russell's our active guy, so he only has 1 offensive quality, so we're not going to have him take a poor shot and hope for a juke. What we're going to do instead is work the ball around. Now we have to take 8 seconds off the clock, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're at 52 seconds left, and we're going to work the ball. So that just basically resets this. We roll again. We got a 10 this time, so we got to take 10 more seconds off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're at 42 seconds left, and 6 seconds left on the shot clock. So a 10 is enabled. So we roll for the active offense player on enable line above, which is up here. And then we'll check the skill to see what happens there. So I roll my black die. I get a 4, which means we're looking at reach. And Russell has reach, but it's a square, which means it's a defense-only quality. So he's got to take a poor shot. But since we already worked the ball once, it actually becomes an average shot. So we'll do that rather than run the risk of having a shot clock violation, because if I roll anything higher than a 6, it's a shot clock violation. So I'm going to roll 1 die, and on an average shot, a 1 and a 2 would be good, and a 6 would be juke. So we're going to roll, and we got a 4, which means he misses. So now we go for the rebound, and what you do on a rebound is you rotate both players, and these are the 2 guys who will be battling for the rebound. So we've got Havlicek and Baylor battling for the rebound. And so on a rebound, Rebounding is here under the shot taking area. So we roll one die and it'll tell us what quality we're looking for to determine who gets the rebound. So it's a 4, which is push. So looking at push, Elgin Baylor has push and Havlicek does not. So Baylor gets the rebound. So we're going to reset the shot clock and it's now Lakers ball. And we roll 2 die to start the Lakers possession. It's a 4. A 4 is denied. So we roll for the active defender on the deny line, which is the same as the enable line. It's basically we're checking a skill. So we roll 1 die. It's a 5. That's smart. Havlicek does have smart and it's starred, so he has the defensive quality. So when that happens, if the defender has the named quality, it creates a turnover. So that's a turnover. I forgot to move the 1, 2, 3, 4. I forgot to move that, so we'll move that down. So that was a pretty quick turnover there. We reset the shot clock, and it's now, we rotate again, and it's now Celtics ball again, clinging to a 3-point lead. We haven't had a bucket yet here in overtime, or not overtime, the last minute rather. Now we get a 5, which is again denied. So now we're going to check Dick Barnett, and we're going to roll here and get a 2, which is quick. And he actually does have that. So we get another turnover, and that was a 5. So we have to take 5 seconds off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're down to 33 seconds. Reset the shot clock. Rotate again. We've got LaRusso and Tom Heinsohn as our active players. We roll. It's a 6. A 6 is active player takes poor shot or works the ball. So let me move my 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to work the ball again. LaRusso has a couple of decent offensive qualities, but not many. 5. So we get denied again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we check our deny with Tommy Heinsohn. Roll 1 die. It's a 3. A 3 is power. We look for power. He has it. It's another turnover. So the shot clock is now off, and it's Celtics ball, and we rotate again, and it's really looking like the Celtics are going to win this game. We rolled a 7. Active player takes poor shot or attempts to enable, and then we would go to result 10 or 11 to resolve the enabled. So what enabled does is you're looking for a quality check, basically. So that's up here, and we'll try that just to kind of demonstrate. So it's Casey Jones, and it's a 6, which is spark, which he does have. So that's enabled now, and if it's enabled, then the active player gets an open shot. So we'll roll again for him to shoot, and it's a 3. And on an average with 3, it's a miss. So now we roll again for the rebound. So 2. Oh, I forgot to move this down. What did he roll? A 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep forgetting to adjust the clock there. So we rolled a 2, which is grab. So we're looking for grab, and Casey Jones has it. So now we have a putback. Oh wait, I forgot to rotate. You have to rotate first. So we're still looking for grab, and it's Bill Russell, and he has the grab. So we roll both dice for the putback. It's a 2, so that means that Russell scores. So that's 2 points for the Celtics, and I guess I'll just use this to kind of keep track of the points, because there won't be many points scored, most likely. So the Celtics have scored, and it was a 2, so only 2 seconds came off. So 13 is left. The Lakers are now down by 5, so basically this game is essentially over. But we'll roll anyway. We got a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is denied again, so we're going to check. We need to rotate. We're checking Havlicek. Power for Havlicek. He has it, but it's offense only. So in that case, it's not denied. And the active player can take an average shot. So we're going to have Baylor take an average shot. It's a 4, which is a miss. So we roll for our rebound. which is a 6, which is pick. And again, we have to rotate to check. And Sam Jones has pick, so he gets the rebound. We roll again. It's a 7. That leaves us down to 2 seconds. And the 7 is active player takes poor shot or attempts to enable. So we'll try the enable again, just for the hell of it. It's a 1, which is skill. Sam Jones does have skill, so it's enabled. He can take an average shot. It's a 2, so it's good. So the Celtics actually scored 2 more points. And we rotate again. And we roll to end the game. Basically, it's a 5, so the game is over. And the Celtics end up winning 99-92 final. So there you have a game of Highlight Maker Hoops. Hopefully I didn't make too many mistakes. I've played a few games now. Any mistakes I've made are probably things I've been doing wrong over and over again and just haven't realized it yet. I haven't fully absorbed the rules probably, so there may be some mistakes I made here and there as I've been going through, but hopefully you got the gist of the way this game works. It's a fun game. It's a quick game. If I wasn't trying to explain things, I could have gone through it faster than I did, but even so, it didn't take all that long to do. And so you can do, many games in an evening. If you sit down and play this for an hour or two, you could do many. You could probably do 10 games, maybe more. Once you get into the swing of things and you figure out how everything works, you can also skip the final minute mini game and use one FAQ for it, where you would just flip a FAQ and I forget how it works now. But final minute drama. If the game's within 4 points after the final FAQ, you can send the game to the final minute for extra drama. Both teams would pick a player, and a final minute FAQ is drawn, and any spaces earned and or free throws made are recorded, and the final is determined. So we would do a foul check basically, and if it was these two, LaRusso would shoot 2 free throws, and that would give us our final minute result essentially. So that again is how this game works. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's a good game, like I said. It's enjoyable. It's quick. You don't get player stats. That'll come in once History Maker Hoops comes out, which will be the full play game, which will make, again, it'll use the same cards. So having Highlight Maker kind of gives you a head start on History Maker. When History Maker comes out, I can buy another season or whatever, and then I'll have, extra things that I can do with it. But I do enjoy this game. It's a good game. I recommend it. Pretty much everything Play does turns out to be pretty good. Keith is very ingenious in the way he puts everything together. So thanks for watching. Again, if you enjoyed this and you want to see more stuff like this, please subscribe. Give it a like if you could. That would be great. And I'll be posting something else soon. Thanks for watching. Take care and happy gaming.